Almost Home works with young mothers by helping them move from poverty to self-sufficiency. Here from Almost Home, our Executive Director, Rhonda Gray, and Director of Programs, Maria Schneider. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Well, maybe let's start things off. I mean, we just had that intro that I just said, but really to get into depth about the history of Almost Home, how it was started, and what it does.
Okay, great. So Almost Home, we're about to have our 25th anniversary this year. It was started in 1993. By the Franciscan Sisters of Mary, FSM. It's an order of nuns. And they were working in healthcare and really saw the need for teen moms who were having babies, being discharged from the hospital and yet had nowhere to go. And so currently teens who are under 18 cannot get into shelters. Typically if they have kids, it's even more difficult. And so they started Almost Home in just a residential house and took in 5 or 6 girls, and it has now grown from there. So we now have a facility that houses 15 girls and up to 25 children at a time. And so we take in girls 16 to 20 years old who have no safe or stable housing. And we provide a variety of wraparound services to help them basically achieve self-sufficiency.
That's fantastic. Well, let's talk about some of those services and really with the programs. Do you want to kind of get into that, Maria, with the different programs?
Absolutely. Our programs, we meet the girls where they are whenever they come in. Some girls, they need to obtain their high school diploma or GED. Some girls already have that, some of the older girls, and so we help them with employment. At the end of the day, we're really trying to get them to where they can live independently and are able to transition into society and be self-sufficient. So the programs, so whether we're doing the school or we're doing the employment piece, we also assist them as they get out and transition into the community with our alumni program. So we're continuing the services for up to 8 years to ensure that they're still successful, and if they need help, with future employment or with their family, that we're still there for them.
So if somebody's listening to this interview and they know someone, do they who is a young mother, do they reach directly out to you? How does that work in terms of the actual sort of facilitation?
Absolutely.
Of a young mother?
We have a family support specialist, but we also have other staff who are trained to do our intake. And so they can call 771-HOME, and we will get them in and immediately get their information, at least to get an interview scheduled so we can see if they're an appropriate fit for our program, the right age, and see what their needs are. But yeah, they call Almost Home directly, or they, if they reach out to us through another avenue, like United Way's 211 or something, it's still the call. They're going to direct them to us.
And being a mother, I mean, motherhood first. I mean, here you are having a child. I mean, it's a whole new experience. But to be young in the sense of having so much to take care of yourself and to understand too about the world. Talk about with some of the young women that you work with. I mean, sort of, I wouldn't say the before and after, but what you've sort of noticed over the years in terms of that transition that they sort of make through Almost Home.
I've seen a lot. I've been there 7 years. Maria hasn't been there quite as long, but I'm sure you already have some stories racked up. So there are so many girls we can talk about. I will say that I've seen some common threads with girls who come there. Most of the girls, beyond not having safe or stable housing, because they come from a variety of sort of backgrounds that include so many different forms of trauma. We get a lot of calls, or we used to get a lot of calls from the delivery room nurses who would say, I'm trying to discharge this girl. She's saying she has no place to be discharged to. We've had girls who were living in dilapidated homes and homes with no utilities, with a newborn baby. And so they're not the traditional chronic homeless that St. Louisans are used to seeing. They're not in Keener Plaza. You're not going to see a teenage girl with a stroller standing on the street corner. But they are very much below the radar because they kind of couch surf and go from house to house until family and friends no longer want to take them in. So some of the challenge that they have, in addition to being just regular teenagers with those developmental needs, it's how do you then take care of this baby who completely dependent on you when you have no family support, no financial resources, and then no place to live.
Right. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break, but I want to pick back up on this when we come back for the second break. We've got the information there for you on the screen, Almost Home. Please head to their website or call their number. The website's almosthomestl.org, or you can call 314-771-4663. But don't go anywhere. We're going to have more with Almost Home right after this break, so please stay with us.